So just while we're waiting, I'll just point out one thing at the start, and that is that when we do this type of meditation, it's quite different from calming your mind down. It's quite a different type of meditation. And for this type of meditation, it's very important that all your senses are open. So one of the things you'll notice is that we always leave our eyes open when we practice this type of meditation. Okay, so you might find that uncomfortable to start with, but try a little bit. Close your eyes if you need to. I don't know if anybody watches Chef John on YouTube. No, okay, that's okay. Entirely secret then. So, what did the Buddha discover under the Bodhi tree that brought him enlightenment? Because, in the evening time, he wasn't enlightened, and by the next morning, he was enlightened. What did he discover? So what he discovered was a realization of the nature of everything, particularly of his mind. That's what he discovered. And so when we talk about what did he realize about his mind, it was a realization of the nature of his mind, the nature of the awareness that knows itself. So what is that? This is almost impossible. I think it's actually impossible to describe this awareness that knows itself. And Buddha himself realized that it wasn't possible to describe it. So he didn't directly teach on the awareness that knows itself. He taught instead, the way that he taught was he prepared the groundwork for the future, when people might be able to experience this. Of course, there was always exceptions. There was always particularly gifted people that could understand this. But as time goes by and the teachings of the Buddha develop, that's one of the things that you might find odd, that the teachings of the Buddha actually develop. As the teachings of the Buddha actually develop, then it becomes possible, I think, to kind of get some kind of feeling for this, some kind of feeling for the awareness that knows itself. And I'm going to have a go at communicating what that means today. And even though I'm not enlightened, so I haven't, do you know what I mean? Like, you have to cut me some slack here. So, first thing to understand is this awareness that knows itself is not something that you can achieve. Why? Because it's something you already have. This is a very important point. You cannot achieve this because you already have it. What's the problem? Failure to recognize this, to become familiar with it. That is what meditation is about, becoming familiar with this. So, normally what happens, like when we look at something, we identify the thing we're looking at, Right? What we don't notice is the seeing itself. We see the thing, but do we see the seeing? And in the past, I used this word presence to try to communicate it. And so it's about being present while experiencing. Being present while experiencing. Now, maybe this image will help. I don't know. But this is an image of a Buddhist stupa, and they paint the eyes of the Buddha on Buddhist stupas. Here we go. Something like this, okay? I hope you can see that. And so, basically here, what you have is this image of eyes just gazing out. Gazing not at anything, and yet seeing everything. We can talk about this afterwards, but let's do it. Present with the awareness that knows itself and knows what's happening to you. Present, not lost in the appearances. I repeat that after the bell quietens down. You don't have to do anything to be present. You're present. Maybe relax a bit. Leave your mouth slightly open and your teeth slightly separated. Eyes open. And hear. But you're present. Not following after what appears. Whatever thoughts come, you simply allow them. They just go again. While you remain present, not following after them. Present. Breathing. Hearing. Seeing. could call it being there. Not lost. Present. Wake. Aware. Nothing to grasp at. Open. Free. And just like the Buddha, as you sit like this, you begin to realize the nature of it correctly. Sounds come, dissolving. That's the nature of sound. Thoughts come, memories come, without any necessity on your part to do anything. They dissolve. Not nothing, not nothing. Come, here, it dissolve. Remain in presence, like that Buddha's eyes gazing out, not looking at you, but seeing, experiencing. So simple, uncomplicated, natural, great peace. And this is something you can bring with you everywhere. You don't need a meditation cushion, a special room. You do it on the bus. You're feeling quite different, I think. I'm sorry, the bell didn't ring. I forgot to turn on original sound for musicians, and I'll ring the bell again just to be complete. Was it right? The first time the bell rang, you didn't hear it. Exactly. Sorry about that. It's because it has a high frequency, and Zoom cuts it out. Unless you tell Zoom, don't cut it out. I forgot to enable it today. How are you feeling? That's it for the meditation part.